You're back in Sweden, and last time you were here was with August Pence Red, and it's been a year since you were here, and it's also been a year since you released your album.
Yeah.
How has the fans received? How's the
like the reception?
Yeah.
It's cool. I think you know, maybe for the kind of band that we're in, it wasn't necessarily like an immediate spark in fan base and kids. Not that the reaction was bad by any means, but I think it just took kids a little while.
Yeah.
And then now, we're just it's cool. It's consistently with our band. I think the main reason why we're still doing it after all this time is that every time we do anything, it's like going in an upward motion as opposed to hitting a peak or like declining. It's just always everything that we do is pretty much goes a little better than the last thing we did. So as long as that's happening, we're happy. So.
It seems like some kids have listened to the album because you'll see like the 6 or 10 people singing along, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Especially when you're in a different country where English isn't always the first language.
Yeah, and especially
really,
when
cool.
when you're opening up a big tour this, where obviously we're opening and we're, like I said before, we're not necessarily. I'm sure we're not the main reason. I'm sure we're not. There might be 5 kids whose main interest of the night is to see us, but it's cool when you see, like when you see kids singing along and stuff like that when you're opening up a tour package like this, because it's like, hey, either they were into us before or they're into Architects and they were like, oh, that band's opening. They if Architects like them, they must be kind of cool, and they check the record out and seem to like it. So it's cool.
It's pretty cool.
And also, since you were here last time, you have had some changes in the lineup.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? And are you happy with the current one?
Yeah, we're happy with the current one. I think it's just you know how it goes when you're in a band and you tour as much as we do. It's just not for everybody. So nothing like the story's rather boring. Nothing bad happened. It's just people get older and don't like to sleep on hardwood floors anymore, which is fine. That's totally cool. But luckily we've come into a lineup of of guys who do they just want to tour. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on. So they don't have a life at home and they just want to be on the road and play music for a living. And because of that, now that doesn't necessarily like having people in the band that hate touring wasn't good for the band. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't
just
tour.
Brings everyone down.
Yeah, it brings everybody down. And when you have like you're getting these really good tour offers, and everybody should be freaking out with joy, and they're like, oh, that's another month I have to be gone. You can't really look at it like that. So
you want everyone to be excited and happy about what they're doing.
You know what I mean? You want to get a tour offer and be like, that's insane, we'll do it, absolutely, we're going to take it, which is what it's like now. So yeah, it's cool. We're definitely happy with the lineup and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't see it changing. Maybe, I don't know, Adrian might break his wrist and never play guitar again. We'll see.
Oh, no.
I hope so. He deserves it.
Being on these kinds of tours, what's the best thing and the worst thing about being in an opener band that you have experienced?
I think the worst thing about opening tours like this is just getting treated terrible.
Treated like a local
Yeah,
band,
getting
I guess.
treated like we didn't fly to the other side of the world to do this tour. That's like a giant pain in the ass. Like, I get it. I get that we're an opening band, but when we're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to come to another country and play shows, that kind of and for promoters to just say like, well, oh yeah, the ticket says doors are at 8. Well, you guys are gonna play at 7:30. I don't care. Like, you guys are opening. It's like, well, motherfucker, this is like my job. Like, this is how I am able to eat food every day. So if you wanna, you know what I mean? If you wanna toy with that, then like don't have us on it at all.
And it's the worst when you hear about kids traveling like hours and hours to come see us, and they show up like on time.
Yeah,
like, apparently
ticket says 8. I'm here at 8.
Here, but
are you gonna play yet? We're done.
We're already done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the worst. It's a big piss off, but
yeah. I mean, luckily, like it hasn't happened too much.
No.
On this tour, it's been pretty good. But like with every tour, there's good and bad. Like there were nights where we'd be on, doors would be at 7 and we'd be playing at 7:10 and the room would be empty. And then there was nights where we would play at 7:10 and the room would be packed out. Like it'd be insane.
Yeah.
And the show would be crazy. So
I think it's only really happened twice on this tour.
It's only happened a few times where we've been sort of like, giving the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
But
architects have been taking good care
that's
of us.
what that's the other
being
thing I was going to
boys.
say is, you know, architects, every time I die, bless the fall. Like when those things sort of happen, or they can like foresee those things happening, they like go out of their way to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, like yesterday we were on half an hour before the ticket said doors were, and the guys in architects like handled it. You know what I mean? That they let them know that you can't do that.
Can't do that
You
kind
know,
of
you
stuff.
can't toy with people's lives like that. You know. But I think enough of the bad. I think the best thing about opening up these kind of tours is that every night so far we've been playing to like, I think the lowest amount of people at the shows has been like 400. So
Yeah.
you know, and the highest being like 1,000. And then you know some of these UK shows we're going to be playing in a week, there's going to be 2,000-3,000 people at the show. So it's like when you open up a tour like this, there's so many kids who otherwise would never know what Counterparts is at the show, right? And a lot of the times, you know, if they're younger, you know, like a lot of kids, like they come to the venue early and they hang out outside, and you know they're excited for the show. So when we play, they're there. They're already there. They're inside. They're just ready. They're like intent. They're watching.
Yeah.
They care. You know what I mean? And that's the coolest thing, because then you notice, you know, when we did the tour with August Burns Red and Bless the Fall last time we talked, that was like the biggest tour we'd done in Europe at the time. And then we did that tour, and then like a couple months later we came back with 100th and Being as an Ocean and Polar, and you'd notice like those kids, you would notice crossover. Like there'd be like, hey, like you know that kid's got a Bless the Fall shirt on, so he must have seen us when we played here with Bless the Fall last time. And it's, you know, it carries over well. I think sometimes when you look at it, or like when you're playing the show and there's 1,000 people there and 10 kids know who you are, it's like a little discouraging. But then when you come back and there's 50 kids that saw you with August Burns Red and Bless the Fall coming to see you, you know, when you're headlining, or you know, or there's going to be, you know, say there's 30 kids that saw us with Architects tonight, and they come back when we're here headlining next time, or like even just higher up on a support tour. That's, you know, it's like the main reason why we do it.
As far as music goes, are you in the process of making anything new?
We did. We have a record. We have a record coming out.
I missed that, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. We haven't said anything.
We haven't
about
really
it.
announced anything about that.
But yeah, we've been secretive. We got a record. We don't know when it's coming out. We've recorded another full length.
Yeah, we
so
recorded a full length.
That's it. I think that's really all we can say about it. But yeah, no, we have we got something. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So
Got some goodies.
if you're watching, just keep checking Facebook and websites and everything like that, because we got a whole bunch of stuff we got to announce pretty soon. So.
How big of a difference is the material compared to the last one?
Still sounds like
Not that
Counterparts. We've always kind of just stuck to the same sort of sound, just progressed within tiny little sections within it, but it's still a Counterparts album.
Yeah. It sounds, I think that it's different. It would be different to kids who maybe didn't care about the last record, might hear it and go, okay, this band's cool. But on the flip side, I don't think that any kid that used to like our band is going to hear it and go, oh, this isn't for me. You know what I mean? We think we did a pretty good job. Like I guess our goal now is, you know, we are with this band, and we just have to like always put out the best representation of ourselves at the moment. And I think that with every record so far, we've done that. And it'll always sound like us. I don't think people are going to hear it, and you won't be able to play it to a group of people and have them be like, "What is this? This doesn't sound." You know, everyone should probably be able to be like, "Oh, there's like melodic deedle stuff." It's Counterparts. So.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's about a week left on the tour after this show. What do you guys have planned except in new music?
After this tour, we have...
Yeah, we're home for like 10 days.
Yeah,
we're touring
10 days.
America with Defeater. And then
then
we're home for another 10 days, and then we're home for a month.
We're home for a month, and then
we're
come
back
here
to Europe doing festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we got some other tours that we've confirmed, but again can't announce. Yeah, it sucks. I wish we could, but yeah, like I said, just keep checking the internet. You'll see.